Good morning, YouTube. I am Jillian from Our Humming Fields Homestead. How are you today? I wanted to bring you this video from my first time garden to tell you who we are. So if that interests you, come along. Let's have a little talk. So, we purchased a 5-acre lot in an HOA about 3 years ago, I think. We never had intentions on having a homestead. That's never been our goal. That we intended to live peacefully in the country, minding our own business away from everybody. With that said, shortly after, we realized that some of the lots around us, if people were to build on them, we would have houses right up our butt. So we started with purchasing the first 5-acre lot that directly looks out of our kitchen window. It also already looked like it was part of our lot, so it made sense, if we could buy it, to buy it. So my garden that we ended up building is actually in the exact location that if the people who had owned this lot before us would have built a house, it would be literally right here, which is, I don't know, 50, 100 steps from my kitchen door. For us, way too close for a neighbor. If city living's for you, more power to you, but not for us. With that said, still no intention of homesteads or gardens or any of the things. One day, when we first moved in, well, a couple months after we first moved in, our neighbor stopped and said something to us about our uncut grass. I really thought she was stopping because our uncut grass was not very pretty and she wanted us to mow it. Nope. She wanted us to actually not mow it because she has bees and her lot is all wooded, and that summer there was a lot of rain and she needed clovers for her bees. Well, you know what I had? About 3 acres of clovers. So it worked out really well. Too bad I don't eat honey, because I'm sure there could have been some bartering situations. So we decided that we would always keep a patch of clovers going for her bees. So when we move our patch of clovers, it's never always the same patch, but we do leave a patch of clovers for her bees so that her bees always have food. Makes sense, right? So then I decided maybe I would try to grow things so her bees also had things when the clovers die, right? So her and I had decided that I would plant a bunch of crepe myrtles that she got and gave to me, and we planted them along the road, which one day I'll show you. We planted those poor crepe myrtles 2.5 years ago. They're still only this big. Some of that is because our dirt is dirt. It's not soil. So that's part of it. Part of it is because I need to learn to grow things. Put it in the ground. God should do it, right? not always, especially if you live in shale and your dirt is truly dirt and there's nothing in your dirt for your plants to eat. It's kind of important. Anyway, that's as far as the growing got. I bought some plants to put on an embankment to try to get it to overtake so that the weeds weren't on the embankment and the embankment looked pretty and we didn't have to weed whack it. Those plants never took off. Again, in the ground, no dirt or no soil, just shaly dirt. There's nothing that the plants want to eat, even the plants that are meant for those things. So there's that. Well, last year we started building a garden. But all we really built was some fence posts and it looked like wood hinge over here with nothing happening. No actual fence, just things in the ground. See those posts back there? That was all there was. So this spring we have worked on putting that together, building some beds. Well, what does that look like? Well, it looks like some mounds of dirt with some things growing in it. I aspired to be able to eat one thing out of my garden this year. If everything else died and all of the work was for nothing, if I could eat one thing from my garden and learn, it was worth it. Well, I have been able to eat strawberries and tomatoes and lots of green beans and radishes and a spaghetti squash. We had a spaghetti squash last night. I have some beautiful sunflowers growing. They're up there somewhere. I have eaten a watermelon. So I've gotten to eat way more than just one thing. Awesome, right? Well, last week I decided I had a great product idea. And in order to bring that product idea to market, we needed a homestead and we needed a name and we needed to figure out life. And I also want moo-moos. Do you want moo-moos? Maybe you want to start doing things on your homestead that's literally just growing, just learning to grow, learning to do something, learning that you don't need these great big expansive garden beds to grow something, to learn where you're at. Anyway, so I decided that this is what we're going to do. So we named our homestead, OurHummingFieldsHomeStead, and that'll be another video. I'll explain that. So that we can start this process. And that is how we came to be. If you want to come along for the ride, if you want to learn with me, alongside me, from somebody who is truly learning, who wants to bring it to you as true and honest as I can, please hit the subscribe button, share me, let's break the YouTube algorithms, and let's learn together.